For more perspective on President Biden's State of the Union address, I'm joined live via Skype from here in Washington by Todd Belt, Professor and Director of Political Management at George Washington University. Hello, Todd.
Hi, it's great to be with you again.
Right. What would you say were the top three takeaways from President Biden's State of the Union address last night?
Right. I think the top three takeaways are that Joe Biden tried to take on the age issue, and he did that from a performative standpoint by the way that he was really trying to be vigorous in the way he presented himself. He also tried to make clear distinctions between himself and Donald Trump. While he didn't use Donald Trump's name, he did talk about his predecessor several times. I think it was close to 20. And then he was also taking on the issue of immigration. This is the third thing. Immigration has really been a weak area for Joe Biden. Lots of people, including the Republicans, have tried to make it an issue. But they did have a compromise bargain, and he turned it around on the Republicans. He's trying to use this immigration issue against Republicans when they have used it against him. And he did that by ticking off all of the items that were in that compromise bill that was then pulled off the floor because of, or was voted against, I should say, because of the influence of Donald Trump.
Well, you mentioned the immigration issue, which has been pretty contentious here, but also in her remarks, Republican Senator Kate Britt raised it also, and also said, quote, "Our commander-in-chief is not in command." What stood out in her remarks?
Right. What stood out in her remarks is that it really kind of didn't match what we saw out of Joe Biden. Of course, she wrote her speech before Joe Biden gave his. And when you looked at how she presented herself, it was like she was, on the verge of tears and crying about the state of the nation. And it was really in contrast to what we saw from Joe Biden. She was trying to, make more about the issue that he's not able to be commander in chief, that he's lost his ability to be able to do the work of the presidency. And we really didn't see that tonight. So her words kind of rang hollow in juxtaposition with what we saw from Joe Biden.
Would you say the president made his case to the American voters to re-elect him to continue with the second term?
I think he really tried. And this is what we usually see out of a State of the Union address during the last year before an election for a first-term candidate. And that is, they say, well, we got something done, send me back and I will get the rest of it done. And send me back with a Congress from my own party is what the other message is. And Joe Biden did that tonight by talking about what the Republicans have stood in the way of and the plans he has for a second term. So in that regard, Joe Biden really was making the case. This isn't supposed to be a political speech. It's not supposed to be a campaign speech. But of course, in an election year, everybody is worried about November.